tried to, but like right as I hit record, you stop talking shit.
Oh, I
so
saw you.
I was like, yo, hurry up, keep talking shit so I can record you. But yeah, then it didn't. I didn't get any of the shit talking, which I'm a little.
It's okay. You're gonna hear a lot more shit talking.
Okay, cool. I like to talk shit.
Is that why you want me on the show? Because you know I'm a slick mouth.
I didn't know that at all.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that at all.
Oh my god. Okay, so what do you want to talk about today? I know.
Well, see, the show pretty much, and people tell me this. They're like, you need more, guided questions or guided. But the content I'm seeking is like more natural.
You want free flowing,
right? But one thing I did come over with on my mind. I actually recorded the episode yesterday. I forgot to talk about it, and so when you accepted, I was like, okay, cool. I definitely have to bring it up today. And that's what I saw on the internet that Pornhub is about to have a Roku app.
Oh hell yeah, they about to have a Roku app.
And I thought that was like earth shattering news to me. I was just like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yo, there is like something like Pornhub. I fucks with Pornhub low key. I can't go on there anymore because there's just so many fucking ads.
It's a lot of ads. I had to leave it alone.
Yeah, I like Xvideos better. Don't judge me.
No, I do love Xvideos. I love Xvideos. That's my top site.
That's me too. But you know what? My secret is with like this is I learned the hard way. I had a computer just like yours. I got it for graduation when I graduated high school. I abused the fuck out of that thing. I watched so much porn on there, like so much porn. And it just shows how much of a perv I am. It got to a point where it crashed, and it didn't want to turn back on.
Right.
And I was just like, yo, I have an issue, I have a problem. Right. I need to chill. And it was all on Pornhub too, so that's the shit that sucked. And I was like, damn, fuck, I gotta figure out a way like to watch porn and not fuck up my devices. Right. So what I started doing was like me and my family love Apple products, and sadly enough, I work for Apple too as a what's that called, a supervisor. So they always hand us a couple things, and they gave me this is before I worked for them, but like early on, I think about a year after I graduated, I got an iPod Touch. Okay. Started watching that shit on there. Right. Started getting iPod Touches. Yo, if I fucked up an iPod Touch, it's $100 something. I'm good. I can buy a new one. Right. Instead of going in and, people use your computers. You gotta remember that. Like, that computer right there beside you, there's so much, like, so many people look at it. I would never even look at it. And on top of that, it's a work computer. So, like, true indeed. You never know if whenever I have to give it back, like, they'll find the cookies and they're like, you were watching this and that. I don't want to get caught up with that. But long story short,
that seems like a super awkward situation to be caught up in. Like, upon going through your cookies, we're seeing you.
It is, because then it shows what type of shit you like. And, like, what if you have, like, some weird-ass fetish? And it's just, like, avoid all embarrassment. Just keep that skeleton in that closet. I guess so. Like, nah. So I just found out today I'm doing a showcase in Greensboro on the 29th. Oh, that's dope. One of my homeboys, he came, like... So, I'm trying to explain this a lot better than I can. So, do you know the guys that do the bodega?
I know of the guys who do the bodega.
Those are my best friends. Okay. The Sam and Mike, and then you have Samir, and then you have Alex. Samir and Alex are cool. Those are the homies. Mike and Sam are like my best friends. Those are like family.
One of my young homies, I think him and Samir work together.
Who is it?
Rome.
Oh, no, I don't know Rome.
Okay, yeah. I think they used to work together at like a clothing store way back when. And that's how I know of them. The two of them are cool.
Yeah. He's, speaking of Samir, he's actually a really hard worker. He's cool as shit. Alex is really cool, too. He manages cool artists.
Alex KK, Grant?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had an interesting... I don't know. There was, like, some interesting air between he and I at one point. When I see him, we always speak to each other. But we've never had a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Just like, what's up?
Damn. Right. I think we started addressing each other before we even really knew who each other was. Like, it was real weird. One time, we, like, embraced, and I was like, oh, what's good, bro? I'm going to holler at you. Yeah. And then I looked at my mans, and I was like, yo, who was that? And he was like, I don't know. And then, like, every time I seen him after that, we would continue to embrace like that. And that's just, like, the nature of our relationship. Right. But I've never held him in a conversation. I did try to get a buddy of mine into the bodega. Mm-hmm. And that kind of stalled out. Yeah. But I don't know if it was because he stalled me out or if it was because my homie has not so savory reputation. Like, do you know Senior? Yeah. Yeah, Senior, you may know Nevermind.
Yeah, I know both of them.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you an interesting story about Nevermind, actually.
I don't really know Nevermind like that. I just know him, and like everybody, like I always forget his name, and then someone says Nevermind, I'll be like, okay. Right. Like I would think like Nevermind. No, but he's cool people though. I like Jay, Senior. He's cool as shit too.
They're cool. There's a girl you may off know, Joanna.
The light skin girl.
She's very thin.
She don't live out here no more.
I don't know. So it doesn't matter. Anyway,
I think I know who you're talking about.
Anyway, this is years back. Mm-hmm. I knew her and we communicated. And when I say years, I mean like maybe like 5-7 years back. Yeah. I knew her. We communicated, and she would tell me how she had this friend. Like they got a very like tight relationship, and she would be like, "I got this friend, and I just feel sorry for him because he's so talented."
Yeah, he's actually like a very like. I remember I was with him and his friends one day, like when they were recording in the room, and like they got me so high. This was like years back. They got me so high I fell asleep. I fell asleep listening to rap, and it was nice to like. It was good to sleep to. I was like, oh, this felt great.
His skills are very top notch. Mm-hmm. I actually call him. I call him Jig. He doesn't like for me to call him Jig, but we always called him Jig. She would be like, yo, he's so talented, but he's going through a rough time. And I was like, oh, well, what's the deal? And she's like, well, he's a producer, and he's got all this equipment, and pretty much nobody was booking time with him. Mm-hmm. I was talking to her, and she was like, he actually wants to sell his equipment. I was like, well, my homie, he's a rapper. You might have heard him. His name is Frank Zones. Mm-mm. Okay, so he's a rapper. So he and I got together, and at the time we were roommates, and we were working at the same place. And so we were like, we'll go half in, get this studio. And so when we went and we sat down with them, Nevermind was like that. It was just a weird conversation because he was like, he pretty much said he wasn't getting money at the time. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, well, we're going to change that right now. So me and Frank, we was going through I was spending, between the two of us, we were spending maybe about $120 a week. We were going like all the time. I broke bread with him every single time. Right. Maybe sometimes not that much, but I'd be like, yo, I got you. So.
We look out.
So that went on for a while. And we made some classic music. Like we made some very good songs there. Like some of his other people started coming through. Money wasn't as tight anymore. Eventually he just wouldn't answer the phone. And when I say my homie Frank, he's got a bad reputation with he doesn't build good relationships with people.
It's a rapper.
Right. So
it's a rapper mentality.
So they'll write him off. But I'm like, damn, bro, I ain't never done you no kind of way. All I ever did was put money in your pocket. Right. That's all I've ever done. Mm-hmm. Like, is put cash inside of your pocket. He won't even answer the phone now.
Yeah. It's just sometimes, when it comes down to it, people are phases. And I hate to say it like this, but this is just the reality of it. Sometimes people are stepping stones and, vice versa. Like, if someone is kind of eating off of what you put them on, my mom always taught me to just don't even be mad about it. Just kind of just know within yourself that you're a great person, that you help somebody and you put somebody on a pedestal where they're able to eat now. And then just any animosity or any type of, resentment or anything like that, just kind of let it go because, I don't know what you believe in, but, I believe in God. So I always think that God's going to put you in a better place. You give love, you're going to eventually get it. It's reciprocated.
And I definitely hold no ill will towards, I see.
But it's a shady story. It's just something to leave a bad taste in your mouth.
Right.
But still.
Right. But, it was just weird. And I said, Charlotte's really not as big as
Atlanta or anything like that. But they have the same issues that we do, but not as vital. One thing I like about Charlotte, or I like about Atlanta is they would not know you, but they'll support you. They'll completely support you. They'll come out.
Right.
They won't start no fights.
Right.
Everything is cool. Everything is peachy. It's never an issue. We had our show with Distorted. I had a showcase in there too, so it was kind of basically me, hers, this other guy, and this other guy that did live painting. It was basically our art show. The building was packed with 600 people, 600 plus people. We had to do one in, one out type shit because the venue was big, but they were still doing construction in the back. His bro was trying to build a sushi bar / dance floor in the back, so he was just making it extravagant. So during the time being, we had 1,000 square feet to work with. And it was great. Everything was packed out. You would think that there would be a fight that breaks out or something, some type of altercation or something like that. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. And then you come to Charlotte. you come to Charlotte, and this is the thing about Charlotte. Everybody has an ego. Right. Even me personally, I have an ego myself. But it's all about taming it, and these guys kind of let egos go loose because it's a fucking dick measuring contest.
Right.
And it sucks because majority of them, it's not even they're fighting over, like, shit talking. It's just, it took a jab at your ego. So now you feel like you need to retaliate.
Right.
So I think it's bullshit. So when we came out here and we did the show over at 1212, the owner was great, you know, location was great. It's on fucking Central. It's an uptown. You would think that there's no fights. We brought about half the people that came to Atlanta, like, you know, half the amount of people that went to Atlanta came, you know, we had 300 people, 300, 400 people plus. There was about a couple fights that broke out. That's not a good look because first off, you make the person that throwing the venue, throwing the party look bad. That's right. 1. 2, you're making yourself look bad because you're causing all this attention. Right. 3, you're putting a bad name on yourself because there's so many rumors of he said, she said, why you fought. You can be out there looking like a dumbass, you know, fighting for something stupid when it was something really serious. And you never know. It's just certain places aren't, like, you know, parties, any type of events. It's not a place where you want to hash out any type of conflict. Right. Like, we're here trying to function. Right. And a lot of people nowadays, I mean, I feel like this generation, even me and my mother talk about this, this generation is so fucked up because it's all about want. I deserve. What I have, I've earned that. Like, I've earned that. I've ran through the mud. I've ran through the trenches. I've fucking worked my ass off. I've been working since I was 14. And sadly enough, I don't have a college degree. But I'm able to afford this place. I'm able to afford what I wear. I have nice things. Like, I have a dog. Like, it's like, I don't really have issues. Only issues I have is just trying to get better each day. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do with Melvin. Like, how am I going to brand myself even better for people to notice me, but not in a bad way. Like, it's just with Charlotte, it's so hard to expand because you don't have supporters. You have haters, or you have fake supporters where they see you going somewhere and they just want to ride your wave. You know, there's a word that they're fucking using now called culture vultures. I mean, I get it. That's exactly what they are. It's a lot of people out here that are trying to be about the culture, but they're not about that life. Right. So, you know, with the whole art thing, I'm a big critic on art because I put my life's work into it. And on top of that, I work a corporate job. So when you're able to put your hand in both and fix computers and do all that shit, I feel like I can do anything. But the downfall is the reality of it. You can do anything, but you need support. Like, you have to have that support. And there's not a lot of people that support each other here.
I had a very similar conversation with A-Dub from Streets 103 the other day, and she, you know, we had a very similar conversation about people not supporting and Charlotte just being a place where it's like
very white collar.
It can be, but when you do go to these other places, I lived in Milwaukee for about a year.
Oh, really?
I was working at Best Buy. There was this one dude, shout out to Brennan, him and his brother, who were both several years younger than me, maybe like at least 3 to 5, somewhere in there. They're both young guys. We had a conversation about photography one time, and they just accepted me. They were in good with some people who do parties. Right. They would be like, you know, yo, call me up.
Being communicative.
Right. I get you to the front of the door, introduce you to this person or that person, introduce you. Just took me a whole bunch of places, showed me how to do a whole bunch of things in my own camera that I didn't know, put me on different stuff, and it was just like, wow, like, you know.
Just put you on game.
And I had known them maybe like a few months, and they was doing all this for me.
That's love. Like, that is fucking love. Like, when someone can sit there and, like, that's, you know, like I was saying before, I wanted to, like, help people apprentice me, so then you learn what I can do. Right. I'm not trying to sit there and grab all the wealth. I'm trying to make you eat too, but, you know, obviously you see you can't do it, then I'm good. Like, it's just, when people do that, it shows, you know, us as a generation that, hey, it's cool to be nice like this. It gets you, like, it's all about showing love. Like, you know, if you can show love, then, you know, by all means do it, because, you know, it reciprocates. Like, you know, this generation nowadays, like I said, is a take. I want. I deserve this, I deserve that. But who are you to deserve shit? You didn't do nothing. You came out of your mama's pussy, and you went to school for 12 years. Maybe. You went to college. Maybe. Barely got a degree. what are you doing? And then you hate on the next person because you wasted some times of your life, you know, trying to do something that somebody else told you to do. Like, you know, I went through the same shit, man. And a lot of people nowadays, I feel like I said, it's a whole ego fest. And when it's the ego fest, my mom always told me, when someone hates you or someone like looks at you a different way or they just can't stand you, they're jealous of something that you have. And that's you know, as cliche as it sounds, that's exactly what it is.